Welcome to Culture Talks. Today, we're exploring social and organizational culture. Joining us is Ivy, a new hire employee eager to learn, and Jana, a workplace expert. Let's all welcome Ivy and Jana.
Culture is how employees interact, teamwork, communication, and inclusivity. Organizational culture includes policies, leadership, and company values.
So one is about personship and the other is about structure.
Exactly. A positive social culture strengthens organizational culture, making work more enjoyable and productive.
That's key. Ivy, have you noticed any workplace culture aspects so far?
Yes, everyone is welcoming and teamwork is encouraged. Leadership is also open to new ideas, which makes me feel valued.
Sounds like great environment. Any final advice, Jana?
Culture is not just something to observe, you help shape it. Be open, engaged, and respectful.
Well said. Thanks for joining us on our Culture Talks. See you again next time.
Hello everyone. For today's video, we will tackle about Chapter 3, a social system and organizational culture. In this chapter, we will tackle the understanding of the operational social system, examine social cultures and their impact, discuss the role and role conflict in organizations, and also explain organizational culture and its effect.
So today I will tackle about what is social system. So social system, complex of set interacting relationships. So it means that social system is a group of people or organization that are connected through different roles, relationships, working together in some way. It's like how different parts of team or community interact to function as one. All parts are mutually interdependent. So, social system is when all different parts or people depend on each other to work well together. Each part relies on the others to function properly. So, it also engages in exchange with its environment or open system. So, it interacts with and responds to the outside world, like exchanging information or resources with the other groups. So next, we will tackle about social equilibrium. So, social equilibrium when all interdependent parts are in dynamic working balance. Like, it means a situation where all different parts of society like people, groups, and institutions are working together smoothly in a balance with each other. So, and also a single event can throw a system out of balance. Means that if something unexpected happens, like a big event or a change, it can disrupt the balance and harmony in society. Then also social equilibrium when this equilibrium, the parts work against each other. So it means that when society is out of balance, different groups or parts of society may conflict or struggle against one another instead of working together smoothly. So So that's the disadvantage of it.
So these are the three examples of social equilibrium: design, quality, cost. International automakers are Toyota, Honda, Mazda, and Nissan. So the example of Toyota design is Toyota tends to focus on conservative, functional design. They offer a balance between practicality and style, with emphasis on reliability and safety in their vehicles. And quality examples of Honda. Honda is well regarded for its build quality and reliability. Their vehicles often have a reputation for longevity and solid engineering, making them a popular choice for long-term ownership. An example of Mazda cost: Mazda is known for providing good value for the money. They offer stylish cars with a focus on driving experience at a price point that is often lower than some competitors. They emphasize fun-to-drive aspects without the premium price tag. And the example of cost of Nissan offers competitive pricing across their range. They also provide a variety of options in both affordable and more premium segments, making them a good choice for budget-conscious buyers. And the problem: product design, factory engineering, sales, and marketing. And the cross-functional teams speeding product, cost reduction, and the result more productive equilibrium. Next is a functional and dysfunctional effects of social equilibrium. So what is functional effects of social equilibrium? It refers to the impact or outcomes that result from the function or operation of a system, process, or object. In various fields, functional effects describe how certain features or actions contribute to the overall purpose or behavior or something. And the dysfunctional effects is referred to the negative impacts or outcomes that result from the system, decision, or action. These effects can reduce productivity, efficiency, quality, and overall success in various fields such as business, design, and organizations.
Today, we talk about psychological and economic contracts. Psychological contract, an unwritten agreement that defines the condition of each employee's psychological involvement, both contribution and expectation with the social system. Okay, psychological contract is one. Like, for example, I have a scenario example. There is a newly hired software developer joining our company. So, expectation from the employer, is have a growth skills development, assume that hardworking and with dedication. And then, expectation for employee, the company expect that Danica to be loyal and stay within the company. And the manager believes will take initiative, which is Danica is an initiative employee. And then the breach of psychological contract is after a few months, the employee that the workload is much higher than expected. than expected. Yeah, the employer starts demanding demanding weekend work without additional comprehension. And then the outcomes, the employee may have the company, leave the company because feel the employer didn't upload their end of psychological contract. So that situational example illustrate that how psychological contracts work and what happen when there is a breach. Next is economic contract. The economic contract is the formal agreement with the talent and energy are exchanged for wage, hours, and reasonable working conditions. So, what do you mean by economic contracts? Is mga unwritten agreement like one. I have an example that economic contract. So, Danica is hired as sales manager as a retail company. So, the formal agreement which is economic contract is then Danica sign an employment contract stating her salary 25 per year and then includes health related benefits like SS, Pag-ibig, and others. So, and of course the annual leave. And then the fulfillment of economic contract is the company approve the agreement to pay Danica salary and then Danica work the required hours which is 40 hours per week and meet the job expectation. The breach of the economic contract is if the company fails to pay Danica's salary or cuts benefits without notice, the violate the contract. Then refuses to work the agreement hours without valid reason, she is breaching the contract. Then, and unlike the psychological contract, which is based on trust and unwritten expectation, an economic is legally enforceable and clearly documented, and then there is a agreement to what we call this to sign the agreement. Next, social culture and diversity. First, social culture, human created beliefs, customs, knowledge, and practice that influence behavior with a society or organization. So, what do you mean by social culture? Is for example, in other culture, some greeting with a handshake. Handshake is a common, and of course in the Philippines, handshake is a common. So in other culture, like Japan and other country is like bow, hug, and also the clothing styles reflect social culture. That is social culture. Next, social diversity is about having people from different culture or other country background living working together. Includes the different religions, language, the way of thinking. So for example, a workplace with an employee from different countries bring values, ideas, and perspective. So in other countries, they bring other culture here in, for example, here in the Philippines. So like that helps to, and of course helps to people learns new ideas with each other and promotes respect and inclusivity. So next, discrimination versus prejudice. So discrimination is generally an action, whereas prejudice is an attitude. Either may exist without other. So prejudice is an unfair or mga negative opinion about someone or within a group without real proof personal experience. So discrimination is this happen when someone act unfairly toward person or a group because of prejudice. Example for for discrimination. So not hiring someone because of their race or gender, like LGBTQ. There are some people like what do you mean by this, like the company did not accept like LGBTQ, that it's discrimination because of her or his gender. So next is example for prejudice. So prejudice is like um one assuming a certain group is lazy without knowing them. So like that example for prejudice, assuming a certain group is lazy without knowing them.
Rule and role conflict. Rule, a pattern of expected action that facilitates interaction. Individuals often have multiple rules. A rule is a set of expected behavior that helps people interact. People often have multiple rules, like being an employee, team member, or a leader. Rule conflict occurs when there are differing perception or expectation of a person's rule, leading to a potential conflict within the organization. Rule conflict occurs when there are conflicting expectations about someone's role, causing stress or confusion. This can happen when role clash or when expectations are unclear. Status and organizational culture. Status, the rank, ikat lang nito dito. Ayaw eh. Status and organizational culture. Status, the social rank of a person in the group, influencing transfers, job choices, and informal leadership within the organization. Status is a person's rank in an organization, affecting influence, job opportunities, and leadership role. High status often bring more responsibility and power. Organizational culture, a complex social system of law, values, customs, and shared norms that provide organizational identity, stability, and context for employees. Organizational culture is the shared values, norm, or practices that define how a company operates. It shapes behavior, work environment, and employee interaction.
Next topic is all about characteristic and measurement of organizational culture. First, distinctive. Each organization has a unique culture to set it apart. Next, stable. Cultures remain consistent over time, even employees come and go. You need to be persistent to your work inside the company. Implicit. It's often understood without being implicit started. You need to understand the situation without being implicit. Symbolic. Represent through signs, rituals, and tradition like pagmano, bayanihan. Integrated. Integrated is connect all aspects of that organization employees in decision making and behavior. You need to have a decision making, reflective, and of top management. Leaders play a crucial role in the shaping and maintaining the culture. You need to shaping and maintaining self-culture. Different teams and departments may develop their own unique barriers within the large. Next is measurement. Examining stories, symbols, rituals, ceremonies, conducting interview and open-ended questionnaire, and observing corporate philosophy statement. Example, examining stories and symbols, looking to narratives, tradition, symbolics, and representation. Next example is observing rituals and ceremonies, even the practice that reinforce cultural values. Next example is conducting interviews and open-ended questionnaire, like gathering insight from employees about their perception. Next is analyzing corporate philosophy statement, studying the official guidelines and principles set by organization or a company. Communicating and changing culture. Methods utilizing formal communication channels, informal means, and unintentional ways, and storytelling to convey and involve organizational culture. Like example, formal communication channels. Company-wide meeting, officially emails, policies, and training program. Next is informal means, casual conversation, team interaction, and workplace dynamics. Next example is unintentional ways. Employees absorb culture through the daily work experience and behavior. Last example is storytelling, like sharing success stories, past experience that reflect core values. Next topic is adaptation. Employees are more willing to adapt and learn when they aim to please others, gain approval, and understanding their work environment. Like, they seek the approval and recognition from their peers and leaders. They want to contribute more to the company or organization. They understand their work environment and feel like sense of belonging. So, adaptation is like the way you adapt the workplace.
Conclusion. Social and organizational culture are integral to human interactions and success. This point establishes the conditional importance of culture in achieving positive outcomes in both social and professional settings. Second, understanding culture fosters respect, collaboration, and growth. This emphasizes the benefits of cultural awareness, highlighting its role in building positive relationships and facilitating progress. Third, organizations benefit from a strong positive culture that aligns with their vision. This point focuses on the organizational context, suggesting that a well-defined and positive culture is crucial for organizational success and achieving its goals. Last, ethical organizational behavior strengthens long-term success and sustainability. This highlights the importance of ethical conduct within organizations for long-term viability and prosperity.